can never really find a good sound effect of a guy getting hit in the head with a shovel.
Good evening, sir. May I interest you in our soup de jour?
Shut the fuck up, you goddamn fuckhole! You piece of shit!
The Opie and Anthony Show.
All right, good.
I have to thank you for XM Satellite
Well, you
Radio.
do? Yeah.
I want to thank you for making units that a human being can carry without needing a hand truck, unlike other shitty satellite companies.
There you are. He's thanking the technical people.
The new air conditioner unit. Just put it hanging out your window and play your favorite songs.
It has 1,000 tubes and takes up an entire room.
I was talking to our old pal Sean Hannity last night online.
Oh,
he was asking how it's going. I said it's going great. We're really happy, and we're able to speak our minds, and we know we're in the right place. And then he was asking me, so what do you think about Howard's move? You know, and I'm like, it's the stupidest move of his career.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even know that yet. Eventually, he will. You know, because the little doggy company is so far behind, it's not even funny. You know, he's in for a rude awakening. He has no idea.
I can't wait till he's one of the guys at Sirius going, I haven't been paid in 3 months.
Right.
I need my paycheck.
He has no effing idea. That's the funny part about it. And he could have been with XM Satellite Radio, but he didn't want to be working at the same place as you and I.
I haven't gotten my $10 million check for this week.
Right. He has no clue. So I was giving Sean Hannity all the scoop, you know, because Howard's being all cocky and wants Sean Hannity to debate Al Franken. And Sean Hannity stuck up for us. He's like, hey, Howard, I'll do that when you, comment about all the things Opie and Anthony are saying about you.
Yeah.
How you had that gag order put on them.
And everywhere it's written about or talked about, it's, the alleged gag order that was on. It happened. Howard Stern went to Mel Karmazin and told him to tell our boss to have us shut up about Howard. That's what happened. It wasn't our boss saying, hey, why don't you shut up about Howard? I like the guy. It was Howard running, crying to Mel. The champion of free speech. The guy that's being censored. Crucified by the FCC. Gagged now by his own company because he can't talk about his move to Sirius. That's the guy that went to Mel Karmazin crying because we were talking about him and talking about his children and talking about his girlfriend. All the personal little items that he made a career on over the years, bashing people about. Talking about Mancow's dead father. Talking about Mark and Brian. Talking about Brother Weeze and his children. All this stuff. Talking about that guy in Chicago, how his whole family should get AIDS and die. All that stuff.
John DeBella. All
the personal jabs that he took at these people. The second we turned it around on him, he ran crying to Mel Karmazin and made us shut up with the risk of being fired. And now all you hear about is how, I can't talk about Sirius because Viacom's put a gag order on me. How does it feel, fuckhead? How does it feel, huh? Not too good. Apparently not too good because you're crying about it every 2 seconds. Why, Robin? I can't talk about anything. Why? Viacom's making me shut up. Where's my daddy Mel? Why did Daddy Mel leave Viacom? Wah, Robin. Boo. Boo. I'm crying. It sounds the same as hoo-hoo, only with a boo in front.
My daddy doesn't love me anymore.
Why?
My daddy doesn't love me anymore.
Allison. Well, I can't talk about Sirius, Allison. How much is that check I got to write for you? Boo!
Same guy. And we continued to talk about him, so then they just started dumping out of our show, and then it came time to renew our contracts with Infinity Broadcasting, and we insisted, if we were going to stay with the company, that there was something but placed in our, I'm going to say placed in our contract that stated that we could talk about anybody we wanted.
Yeah, now we wouldn't put that in the contract in the first place if we didn't have this problem with him. It wouldn't have been in the contract, but we made them put it in the contract. We were allowed to talk about anybody we damn well pleased.
It's in writing.
In writing, in the contract. And you know what happened? The first time we brought that out, Mel! And again, they made us shut up. And we said, look, it's in the contract. And you know what we were told? Who cares?
Tough shit.
You know something?
They said tough shit.
And not only did they say that, they go, okay, we won't fire you, but we're going to fire your boss, Ken Stevens, and we'll fire your program director, and we'll fire everyone that we hire after that if you do talk about it. That's what happened.
Wah! I'm being censored. It's a conspiracy, a government conspiracy, Robin, against me.
You're the biggest, you're guilty of the same thing. Jerk off. Have fun. Good. I hope they hold him to his deal and make him sit there miserable, not being able to talk. Then you'll know a little bit about how it feels, you jackass.
Where's my Sirius? Hello?
Who's the boss over there?
Hi, Joe Clayton.
No,
Yeah,
no, they're going to get rid of Joe Clayton. That's very obvious. I already know. I don't know who the new guy's going to be.
Hi, Joe. Yeah, it's Howard Stern. Look, I haven't been paid in like 3 months. Yeah, no, and I hear a lot of other people over here at Sirius haven't been paid in 3 months. Where's the money going? I got to write alimony checks for my pal Allison. Allison. It's all about Allison. I need to be paid, so when can I expect that check? Don't make me call Mel.
Tool.
There you have it.
Tool. Good. Have fun. Have fun.
Whining and complaining about a gag order. It's
him whining about a gag order.
It gets funnier every day with that asshole.
So
it's the same crap he pulled on us, and now it's happening to him, and now he doesn't like it. Ooh.
Yeah.
What an ass.
And he's the guy. He's the champion of free speech. Making this show shut up because he was threatened by this program.
This was the show that he didn't want anyone to hear. Simple as that.
The strategy for years and years, believe me, I listened to a lot of his show growing up. In the 80s, remember when it was funny and creative and he was actually portraying himself as a regular kind of guy? You'd listen, and it was entertaining. You didn't imagine he was the type of scumbag that was running behind people's backs, running to bosses, crying. And when he would rip apart a jock, you didn't realize back then that he was taking on the easy marks, the people that didn't fight back. That's easy. And the strategy for these morons that sat there and took his crap for years and years because their boss told them the best thing you could do is not address it at all. Just sit there like DeBella and get pulverized. But then the second a show like ours comes along and fights back and actually talks about him, and it's funny, and it's entertaining to listen to,
even
and
his
it
listeners,
mocks him.
Even his listeners enjoyed it.
Right.
We had hardcore Stern fans emailing us going, hey, man, I listen to him every morning, have for many years, but, man, that was funny what you said about him today.
Because it's true stuff.
Right.
You know, you grow up listening to the guy, you know what he's all about, and it's easy to make fun of something you're very familiar with. So that's what we did. And it was off of his playbook. He didn't know how to deal with it. It wasn't a jock that would sit back and take his dick and sit there and not do anything. So what did he do? Got on the air and fought back? Try to rip Opie and Anthony to pieces and send us down the river like Mark and Brian or DeBella? No.
Mel, wah, boo-hoo-hoo. They're talking about me. Make them stop.
Make them stop talking about me.
Yeah, we weren't in Mel Karmazin's office January 2nd. Couldn't tell you the year anymore. Getting yelled and screamed at.
Yeah.
Yelled and screamed at.
Uh-huh.
And this was when we were pretty much number one in at least 12 to 15 cities.
Uh-huh.
Just getting trashed by the company because Howard couldn't take it.
Yep. Hey.
That's the thanks we got back then.
Uh-huh.
So, and now it's happening to you. Have fun with it.
Yep.
Have fun.
Enjoy it. I hope they hold you there. Ooh, I just hope they hold you and make you shut up. Make you shut up about it. So you can't talk about what you want to talk about. How about that? It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Jackass.
All right.
And I don't want to hear from anybody. Hey, dude, you listen, you're a fan, that's fine. You know, that isn't even what we're getting at. I could hate the guy personally. Is his show popular? Hell yeah. You know, I remember listening and being very entertained by it many years ago. I haven't listened in quite a while, so I don't know. But people enjoy his show. That's fine. That isn't my point. The point here is he's a phony hypocrite. And there's no one that could call up or write me that can argue that point, because we lived it.
I got to bring up one thing. It might be a little uncomfortable, but he threatened to put your ex on his show.
Oh, please.
And thinking that was going to shut us up. So we heard about that, and we went after him so freaking hard that he never mentioned it again.
Nope.
And shut his face.
Yeah.
Absolutely shut his face. Couldn't get that done, huh, Howie? You knew you couldn't go down that road.
First of all, I talked about everything having to do with my divorce on the air. I talked about it, even though I probably wasn't supposed to. There isn't any secrets.
No, I know
there
there's
really
not.
isn't. It was everything that was there was spelled out.
When the Post and the Daily News talks about the threesome you had,
there you go. It's pretty much
out in the open.
Fair game. The Post. Oh, when they were sitting in the courtroom, and I'm looking from the witness stand, and I'm seeing the Post guy write, and I'm just like, oh, I'd like to settle. I'd like to settle, please.
I don't care if it's going to cost me more money.
I don't care what it costs.
Please.
That's the guy from the New York Post right there.
Yeah, please make the reporter put his pen down.
Sordid details. But then Howard, threatens like, I'll get your ex-wife on the show. Oh, really? What do you think would be more entertaining? You talking about my divorce or me talking about yours? Huh? Because, what a treat that must have been to live with Howard Stern for Allison. Whatever money she got, it probably wasn't enough. Probably wasn't enough to live with that. Ugh. What a guy. And what a parent you must have made for those kids. What a parent. Love me, Daddy. Remember Howard would say that? He would get on the air and start talking about jocks that are his clones, jocks that would copy everything he does. Yeah, right. And say that what they were doing was asking Howie for love. Them copying Howard is a cry of them going, love me, Daddy. He'd sit there going, oh, love me, Howard, love me, Daddy. Maybe you should have spent a little more time getting your kids to say that, huh? Love me, Daddy. Maybe then there wouldn't have been certain problems that we can't address for legal issues.
We could address them.
Yeah.
And we have.
You know something? We
know
vaguely went over some things, but apparently there were some problems at another station's radio promotion.
Jingle Ball.
Yeah. And all it showed me when I found out the details was there is a kid that isn't getting enough attention. And perhaps Daddy should have spent a little more time.
He's too busy walking to Vincent Eddie's with his hot new girlfriend.
Right. Too busy ragging on other people about their parenting.
Too busy walking up Columbus Avenue with your tiny little rat dog, you faggot. I've never seen a bigger faggot in my life. A 6'6" guy walking a rat dog.
That must be
Who
cute.
made you get that dog?
You know it was
faggot?
his chick. Howie.
Walking
it's cute. Oh, okay, sweetie.
Walking
we'll
a Blockbuster on Broadway with his little rat dog.
We're picking up Bridges in Madison County because Beth wants to watch it. There you go. Maybe you should have spent a little more time.
And he's still at it. He has his message board. He is so obsessed with you and I because he can't figure us out.
Yeah, he had us banned from his board, and he mentioned.
Well, we're not going on there, but our fans are.
Yeah.
And they get banned within seconds.
Yep.
He must have a guy that's all he does is look out for O&A mentions on his message board. He can't even take that. You know it kills him that he is the second guy to go to satellite radio. And there's nothing he can do about it, and there's nothing anyone can say that changes history. He's the second big show that goes to satellite radio. Did Jimmy go to the Brooklyn Diner for some food? Jimmy? What? Oh, hey, he's coming back in the studio.
Oh, that's right.
Here,
we haven't heard.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
He's eating.
Enjoying my bagel.
Oh, here it is. My club soda, banana, bagel, little sausage.
Steve from Long Island, what's up?
Put in a little sugar.
Hey, Steve.
Wine.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Nothing. I remember when that hook-nosed Jew tried to claim that he created Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. The greatest, you know what?
Dustin Hoffman?
You know, the greatest radio promotion ever is Whip 'em Out Wednesday, okay? It is the greatest thing. Ant and I figured a way to get people to put bumper stickers back on their cars.
Oh, I saw the first brand new XM Wow sticker yesterday driving home. First time I saw it on a vehicle. It was on the back of a truck, and above it was Wow O&A on XM in the dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I showed him my tits when we drove by.
I'm still waiting for mine, guys.
Yeah, it happened. It's like fishing. You got to put the bait out there, and then before you know it, you get that nipple.
I believe that Howard's insane, actually. So the whole Whip 'em Out Wednesday thing that we've been doing for 7 years, he claims that we ripped him off.
Ripped him off. I told people years ago to tie a bandana around their antenna. How long ago did the cars even have antennas? What? I told people, and I called it aerial flashing or something. The guy's insane. He is certifiably insane.
All right, well.
So when I was working on the polio vaccine, this guy Jonas Salk, rip-off a clone, comes up with this vaccine for polio. But everyone knows Howard Stern invented the polio vaccine.
You know, I think at this point he just doesn't want to do a radio show.
I invented black people, Robin.
So
you were the first.
He spent the last 2 years railing on Bush because he had nothing else to do on his show.
Right.
And now that that's over with and Bush got reelected, now he needs something else to waste time. So now he's going to just, whine and complain how he can't do anything on his show because he has a gag order.
Yeah.
So then that'll be the excuse for actually not doing a radio show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, we were on UPN 9.
It was all downhill after Billy West left, and then once Jackie left, bye-bye. I don't care.
We're very honest on the show. I will say one thing. Artie is awesome.
Hey, Artie's a pisser. He's really funny. But there's a chemistry thing that changed, and the whole complexion of the show changed when Billy West left, and that was because Howard was being a fucking scumbag to him. Cough up some of that money, you cheap fuck. Jesus Christ, the guy was brilliant. Brilliant. And he had to go elsewhere to do cartoon voices to make a few bucks because your cheap bastard wouldn't open up your wallet.
And Billy
the same thing with Jackie.
Billy doesn't even acknowledge him anymore.
No, Billy isn't even friends with the guy anymore. And he was a huge part of that show back when it was really, really funny, back when it was at the height, back when he had that fan base that would do anything for him. And then, goodbye. And again, the Jackie thing. The guy was there from the beginning, from the NBC days. Jesus Christ. What does he want? He wasn't asking for a gazillion dollars. Give him some money.
Coming up next on Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton sings.
Forget me not, you sightless twat. Your dog just shit on my rug.
Thought that was pretty fucking funny, didn't you?
How's that for a sketch?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
You don't do sketches, stupid.
I was walking down the street, and some construction guy was shouting at me, "Hey, show me your cans!" So I did. And he plummeted 17 floors and was impaled on a forklift. But my tits looked great.
Please, wow responsibly. A public service announcement of the Opie and Anthony Show.
It's the O&A virus.